fellow galactic family. The Kundalini is getting stronger and becoming more predominant in my meditations. It now takes very little effort to feel the rise of the Kundalini within the core of my spinal column. In fact, the sensation is coming into my awareness even when I am not meditating, but only when I am involved in some form of mind-expanding experience. It is interesting to note that many of the mind-expanding experiences have more to do with my state of consciousness than with whatever I am doing or not doing within that now. In fact, watching a good sci-fi show about a future reality is enough to ignite the Kundalini. Therefore, I decree that I am now accepting that the sensation of the Kundalini rising is a message of, yes, this experience is activating your fifth dimensional consciousness. However, I cannot say that the activation of my fifth dimensional consciousness means that my life is different. But, at the same time, I must admit that my life is different in that I am going through a situation which appears to be beyond my personal choice. I must leave a part of my life behind that I had thought of as what I love and held close to me. Fortunately, is a thing rather than a person, which my higher self reminds me on a regular basis. One thing is very interesting in that, as much as I do not want to leave that which has been familiar for many years, I am also looking forward to a new experience. I cannot say that I understand this kind of paradoxical thinking, but I must admit that as I increasingly move through the grief of unwanted change, there is a sense of adventure. My multidimensional self reminds me that if I cannot quite allow myself to move into a new 3D living area, how could I find the courage to allow myself to move into an entirely different dimension of reality? I would like to say that I have a degree of mastery over my ability to choose my daily states of consciousness, but I need to admit to myself that I am still within the process of remembering how to master some of my emotional reactions to life. I was a psychotherapist for over 30 years. Therefore, I am well aware of the power of emotions, as well as the challenge of allowing our emotions to tell us the truth about ourselves. If we cannot honestly identify our emotions, we can become lost within the quagmire of perceiving reality from a higher dimension, without remembering to ground these perceptions in our physical and planetary body. In fact, my physical vessel is often the first one to inform me that a message is waiting for me to ground in the 3D via taking that dictation. I say dictation, as I see myself as the scribe more than the creator of the information that I share. Perhaps that view is just a ploy to keep my ego self at bay. Or, it could also be the greater truth. Furthermore, the greater truth is, that which allows us to release that which is complete, in that which is also within this physical incarnation. In fact, could it be that this physical incarnation is our last physical incarnation? Yes, I channel a great deal of information about the higher dimensions, and have been doing so for decades. However, a channel sent to me from a higher dimensional being is very different than the full recognition and ownership that that higher being is actually an expression of me. Do I deserve to be a higher being? My brainwashed physical mind asks. I am not as beautiful as a movie star, as intelligent as a professor, or as famous as a movie star. In fact, I am just a regular person who has been communicating with unseen beings for, probably, my entire life. I can remember the time in which I saw the life force within everything. The life force was within my favorite dolls, my favorite cat, that allowed me to dress him up in clothes, or the white rat that the very old man in our neighborhood who called out from under his porch to do tricks. As soon as the rat came out from under his porch, all the children squealed with excitement. As I am entering into a new decade of my life, the 7th decade, I find myself being very inner-reflective. Maybe I am more reflective because I am called on to change my location, as well as many friends, family and familiar locations. On the other hand, maybe my higher self created this situation so that I would have to take a good look back before I let go into the unknown of moving forward. Yes, I am determined that my movement will be forward, and, yes, I trust myself enough to know that I will create a forward movement. However, we often need to walk backwards a bit, so that we can run forward. I am not too excited about the backwards part of the process. But, the payoff is then, when we go back to clear up any 3D thoughts or emotions we may have left on dear Gaia, we just might catch a flash of fifth-dimensional Earth. It sometimes seems like it is just too much to actually ascend, but we can cross our heart and take a running leap into the now. Just the awareness of living in the now is making a huge change in our lives. This change will call on us to take a deep look at who we are now, as well as how we became the person who is this version of ourselves within the now. Perhaps, my higher self has created this scenario for me to make it easier to let go of the fourth dimensional reality to which I have resonated for untold incarnations. Maybe it is for that reason that my higher self denied me the common situation in which one would totally forget their past lives, once I moved into a new life. It seems that, before I was born to this life, I promised to remember my uncountable past lives. I enjoyed getting figments of my imagination, that is, until I finally had to admit that these fragments were real. In the same manner, I had to totally admit that all the future and parallel realities, that I am now, and have always been are all real within my consciousness. Because I am writing down these reflections, I can better understand why I have had the life I have lived. I can also better understand why I now feel inclined to share my inner reflections. One of my favorite books is Memories, Dreams and Reflections, which is Carl Jung's autobiography, which he wrote in his later years. Now that I too am in my mature years, I can deeply understand the purpose of reflecting on the lives we have lived, and are still living. When we examine our time-bound past, which instantly logs us onto the third-dimensional operating system, but we refuse to participate in the time-bound forgetfulness of the third dimension, we can remember the important lessons we have learned about how to live within the now while wearing a physical earth vessel. The first lesson we will remember is that time is relative to how we are using it. Once we have had uncountable lives in which we spent time on earth and feel we are ready to return to the now of the One, we begin the process of leaving time. The process of leaving time is much like the process of ascension into a timeless now. When we begin to really believe that it is possible for our reality to transmute beyond the time-bound frequency of third-dimensional time, we have more and more fourth and fifth-dimensional experiences. In our fourth-dimensional experiences, 3D time appears to be infinitely longer. For example, I once had what seemed to be a very long dream. During that dream a song was playing on my radio. When I woke up from the dream, and the 3-minute song on the radio was barely halfway over. Is that how it feels when we ascend? Will it seem like we have lived for many lives that lasted for many decades, then wake up to our ascension into the fifth dimension now feeling as thought we never left? Ascension is not a process of death. Ascension is a process of rebirth. However, even our rebirth is preceded by the death of that which we held as important, valuable, ours and or necessary. To understand this last sentence, we will go more deeply into the concepts of important is a concept that is temporary. What may be very important within one now, can have no importance within the now of your reality. Therefore, important is a third-dimensional, time-bound concept. As you move more and more deeply into the now of the fifth dimension, you will find that important is what you are doing within the now. Valuable is a term that represents every moment of life. Ours is the same term as mine, for everyone is one. Necessary is a term that is obsolete because if it is necessary it is. I had a waking dream this morning about being fifth dimensional. Only my physical body can remember the feel of being one with all life. My mind has the memory of many of coming together in unity consciousness to go into the fifth dimension. My heart has the memory of total, unconditional love for every living thing, and my body has the memory collective comfort, safety, and compassion. I was told at the closure of my vision to remain within the now of that vision, memory, desire, or maybe all of those expression within the one of the now. I have only been awake for a few hours, and already, I am forgetting the experience of being fifth dimensional. However, a vague picture remains of many people working as one, and the knowing that some component of myself is still there within that now. In conclusion, I would like to add that this quick note has taken several days to write. Every time I looked at it, something needed to be changed. Perhaps it is me that is changing, and each time I view the same thing, I see it from a different perspective.